There is far more to this world than taught in our schools, shown in the media, or proclaimed by the church and state. Most of mankind lives in a hypnotic trance, taking to be reality what is instead a twisted simulacrum of reality, a collective dream in which values are inverted, lies are taken as truth, and tyranny is accepted as security. They enjoy their ignorance and cling tightly to the misery that gives them identity. Fortunately, some are born with spiritual immune systems that sooner or later give rejection to the illusory worldview grafted upon them from birth through social conditioning. They begin sensing that something is amiss, and start looking for answers. Inner knowledge and anomalous outer experiences show them a side of reality others are oblivious to, and so begins their journey of awakening. Each step of the journey is made by following the heart instead of following the crowd and by choosing knowledge over ignorance. Knowledge is the key to unlocking our potential. It gives us the self-determination, responsibility, and power necessary to cast off the chains of covert oppression. Knowledge is therefore the greatest protector, for it also gives us foresight to impeccably handle the challenges of life and, most importantly, to sidestep the traps on the path to awakening. The more you know of higher truths and apply what you know, the more you begin operating under higher laws that transcend the limitations of the lower. Are you asleep or awake? What about people you interact with daily? Most will answer that they are awake, and that those around them are awake as well. It is a simple question with an easily determined answer, or so it seems. Not all is as it seems. Rather than two states of being, there are at least four. The mind and body can be asleep or awake independently of each other. With mind and body awake, one is truly awake. With mind and body asleep, one is dreaming. With mind awake and body asleep, one is lucid dreaming. With mind asleep and body awake, one is sleepwalking. Gradations exist between these four states, ranging from hypnotism and trance to daydreaming and dim consciousness. The common understanding of what it means to be awake disguises the truth. In truth, most who call themselves awake are actually not awake at all. They are either hypnotized, dimly conscious, sleepwalking, daydreaming, or in a state of trance. What all these states have in common is that the conscious core of the individual is absent or passive, blowing like a leaf in the winds of environmental stimuli. We dream while physically asleep. But for many, dreams do not end in the morning. Getting up, showering, eating, working, watching TV, all those are continuations of a dream state that remains essentially uninterrupted, 24 hours a day. You may realize how in dreams our sense of reality is disabled and we submit our attention to the most ridiculous dramas and scenarios. In dreams, we make the strangest logical associations that amount to no logic at all, have little say in what happens to us, do things impulsively, and never question our reality or observe ourselves. Because people tend to be mentally asleep while going about their daily business, they carry out exactly the same behavior. All that limits them is the stability of their physical environment. Nevertheless, they are just as easily suggestible, capable of false logic, and in passive submission to the environment as during their nightly dreams. Observe what people do and say, the anecdotes and gossip they speak, how they may communicate via recitations of lines from movies or TV shows, speak contrite mimetic phrases without conscious thought or originality, engage in ludicrous programmed behavior, engross themselves in petty dramas, and switch to goofy or borrowed personalities that you never question as long as you are asleep. The world and society is an insane asylum, but everyone is too asleep to notice the insanity. Just as you may not question insane dreams while having them, so do most people not question their insane lives. But, if you observe yourself, return your focus of attention to your present location and moment in time, then observe those around you with this perspective, you will see that they are virtually sleepwalking. Ever wish you could observe another person's dreams? Well, your wish is granted. Just observe others and you will see them behaving exactly as they would in dreams, were their dream environments as stable as this physical one. The moment you forget yourself and become fully absorbed in what you perceive, you are no longer awake. You have forgotten about your own consciousness and are in a hypnotic trance focused entirely upon the object of your thoughts or perceptions. At that point, your free will is surrendered and you become a machine, input and output determined by what enthralls you. The implications of mass somnambulism is obvious. With billions of people asleep, those in power who are awake have the advantage. Sleeping people are easily controlled. Their conscious core exists within a mental prison, harnessed for time, labor, and energy. They possess little or no free will because they have abandoned the awareness necessary to utilize it.